10 minutes. All right, cool. Thanks. Hey guys, let's talk about concealed carry or just everyday carry. All right, get away from the YouTube range theatrics crap. Now, if you're actually carrying a gun every day and you're the homesteader type, I don't know anybody in that category that's carrying a gun here, appendix carry, concealed. Never seen it. Actually, most of the guys I know, they got a freaking Dan Wesson or a revolver right there on their hip. I also see a lot of guys, they just put a revolver in like their snake bag. You know, they got some freaking revolver rat shot. You know, it's like little shotgun shells to kill snakes and shit. And it's sitting on the back of their quad or their work buggy or whatever. They don't even have it on them. If they go off into the woods for some reason, they'll put it on their hip. I've seen guys carry it just like this, cowboy style, just shove it in their pants. I've seen guys put it in their freaking jacket pocket. But the point is, I don't see a lot of people talking about just regular freaking everyday carry, all right? So this is what we're looking at for me, all right? Kydex holster right there on the hip is not in my way, all right? So I get in and out of the truck, tractor, work buggy, on the quad, whatever. Never bothers me at all. Anything up here ain't freaking happening. I do have a concealed carry holster when I go into town, sure, but 99% of the time, this is what we're looking at. Now, if I happen to go out on the trails and, you know, every now and then I run into backpackers or other people exploring the woods, all right, I don't need to switch to concealed carry and try to hide it because, number one, this is why we wear loose t-shirts. So I could throw the t-shirt over it and all I do is tuck it back just a little bit. And if you don't have a gut, that thing is essentially gone, right? So if somebody is looking for a weapon, okay, they might see that little print when I move. But, you know, if I'm sitting on the quad or I get off to talk to somebody, all right, and I just go like this, you know, I'm typically talking to people like this, all right? I'm not moving around a whole bunch to where that thing is printing. And the whole point is, you know, pretty much everybody's carrying out here, and that's great, right? A lot of people, they just have a rifle slung to them, run into them in the woods. Hey, what's going on, man? We got hunting season right now, right? So it's even more normal to see somebody just walking around with a rifle slung. Okay, but, you know, I typically don't like to give myself away. I do like to just kind of fly under the radar. It seemed like a harmless dude. And it all just depends on the situation, right? Context, you know. We could talk about context all day and we'd be here for a 10-hour video and most of you guys would click away in 30 seconds. But the point is, this is everyday carry on the homestead, all right? Absolutely nothing wrong with this. If I am going to be doing something deep in the woods and crawling and doing crazy stuff, I'll probably go to a secondary retention holster, right? And it's just whatever one I find at that time. It's not going to be a tactical Delta Dan thing that costs 70 bucks online. It's going to be probably a one Tigris one that was sent to me for free that fits this gun. It'll fit it with a light on it. And I just freaking put the little button thing over it. I'm not doing range theatrics where I have to draw within fucking 1.2 seconds, you know. So like we got a delivery coming up today. He's probably a dude from the metro area who, you know, he either loves guns or he hates them. All right, but the point is, when these delivery people come out to these areas, they're worried about meth heads, cartel, friggin' drunk hillbillies, you know, you name it. All right, so I think it's beneficial to come off as a regular dude, right? So not freaking in my rainbow clothes because I'm not wearing them every day on the homestead. So it's pretty simple. Once I get the call from my scout that they've made the last turn and they're coming up the hill, and then when I hear that truck rolling up the road, just like that, man. Hey, how's it going, dude? Good to see you. You want some coffee? You want some water? Want a beer? You know, we do our thing. Nobody gives a shit. I'm still prepared, like, you know, for whatever. But the thing is hidden, okay? We're getting into the colder months, and this is typically the type of jacket I'm rocking. Why? Because it's comfortable and it's warm. But this gives us even more coverage, all right? So I can totally go down into town sporting this jacket, and then I don't have to care about a concealed carry holster here. Again, sitting in the truck, in and out, doing stuff, I don't know, handling kids, doing family stuff. I don't like to have a gun here, all right? I know the internet, Twitter, Reddit, they're all gonna stress out about that. Fine, you do you, guys. If you even have ever touched a gun, you do you. All right, but this is fine. So I can even tuck that t-shirt down there because sometimes this does rub up against the skin. It gets annoying. But look, man, nice loose jacket, comfortable. We're not printing shit, and it's all about training. So the appendix guys, they have to train to lift that shirt up quickly to be able to draw. All right, so it's the same. When I'm on the range training, I don't train for range theatrics with a perfect pistol belt here, and I'm standing like this. When I'm actually doing pistol training, I'll stand around like this, as I will in real life, and then I will practice drawing, okay? So that motion does not really cost me any more time than it does somebody having to go like this to draw. As a matter of fact, the way I've been training, I'm actually a lot more efficient with this. I feel like I could get my grip better to get a good draw than I can here. Is it because I rarely train this? Probably, but why would I train this motion if I'm never carrying there, right? Think about adrenaline dump and the excitement, and if you actually do have to draw, you will rely on training. Go read stories, watch videos about guys who have actually used their firearm in an everyday self-defense scenario. The training kicks in, right? It's just like combat downrange. The training kicks in, and whatever you trained is what you're gonna do, okay? So that's why I rarely train this, because I don't ever plan on carrying that way. If I can wear a jacket and carry like this and I'm in town, that's what I'm doing, all right? So let's say I'm loading shit on the truck, you know, some feed or whatever. Well, we freaking button the thing so we're not accidentally giving ourselves away, you know, but still, I can freaking draw pretty quickly, right? So if you actually have a gun and plan to carry it every day, forget the YouTube theatrics and all this cool guy shit. Most of those guys, their guns are locked up until they go to the range anyway. Carry what's comfortable for you, because if it's comfortable, you actually will carry all the time, and train your carry. All right, I think people kind of get this backwards, especially in the YouTube world. They try to force how you should train and how you should carry, and it's like, well, if it's not a comfortable carry method, I'm not going to carry, right? Especially women. You know, Mrs. Grunt, she's not going to freaking carry if I force her to carry a certain way. But if we find what works for her, and then we take her out to the range and we get a whole bunch of reps in it, she's like, yeah, I can totally do this. This is comfortable to carry. I don't have to worry about the kids grabbing it. I don't have to worry about it falling out when I'm doing shit. And I could totally draw like that. Then Mrs. Grunt will carry more. That's what we want, right? So a comfortable carry means you're actually going to carry it and train your actual carry. So here's another one to stir up the YouTube world. Let's say I'm stepping outside at night to take a look around, maybe take a piss in the bush, save the water, you know, climate change or whatever. Plus it's fun to pee on your rose bush. If I'm just in my boxer shorts or naked, I can easily throw this jacket on, and here you go, Reddit, get ready. I'll put that gun in here. Why? Because I'm not going to put a range gun belt on in my underwear to step outside for whatever, for like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not going to go find my pants and get my Kydex holster and get all this shit together just to step outside. All right, when I can easily just freaking, got a gun in there, step outside like this. There we go. You know, and the internet heroes, they will stress out about that, and you guys will see them down in the comments talking about how dangerous it is, how stupid it is, and you know what? It's something I'm comfortable with, right? And it's something that I can deal with. So that's kind of the whole point, guys. Carry what's comfortable for you so you actually carry, and train your freaking carry. Forget this internet YouTube garbage and do what works for you. And I would be willing to bet that at least half of the ridiculous comments down there, they're coming from guys that either have never touched a gun in their life and all they know is what they've seen on the internet, or they don't carry every day anyway, right? So theory versus practice, and doctrine versus practicality. I'll leave it at that. Y'all have a good one. Hey, we got an update.